Welcome back. In this unit, you'll learn more fretted notes on the 6th string and a few unique meters. We'll start with notes. F sharp and G flat are enharmonics, and to play them, fret the 2nd fret on the 6th string. G sharp and A flat are also enharmonics, and to play them, fret the 4th fret of the 6th string. You already learned to read this note as the open 5th string. However, the same pitch can be played on the 5th fret of the 6th string as well. The following 6 meters exemplify distinctive approaches to organizing rhythm that range from a variety of eras, cultures, and styles. Here's an example of a meter with a dotted half-note beat. It's actually in compound duple. Each beat is equal to a dotted half-note and is subdivided into 3 equal parts. Each subdivision is a quarter note. It has the same feel as 6/8 meter. You can practice this meter in the piece below entitled Capriccio, and here's an example. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and. The next meter has a half-note beat, and it features 3 beats per measure. The half-note beat often corresponds with a slower tempo, and half notes have the potential to be subdivided further than quarter notes. As a result, meters with a half-note pulse often showcase highly ornamented melodies, as is the case in European dance music from the Baroque era. You can play this meter in courante, and here's an example. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Up next is an example of old meter. It features 1 beat per measure. Each beat is a half note. This meter applies to some European music from the Renaissance and is rarely used today. You can practice this meter in Con che la lavarei below, and here's an example. 1 and 1 and. Our next example is of mixed meter. A piece in mixed meter will feature 2 or more time signatures in the same section of music. New time signatures appear at the beginning of a measure. Subsequent measures continue in the previous time signature until a new time signature is introduced. You can practice this meter in Mark Popany's Brief Moments After in the next unit. But for now, here's an example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Meters that don't fit into the duple, triple, or quadruple metric groupings are referred to as complex. Often the beats in complex meter are grouped asymmetrically. The samai from the Turco-Arab tradition will serve as an example of complex meter. Its 10 8-time signature indicates 10 subdivisions per measure, and notice how the composer breaks the 10 subdivisions into groups of 3 plus 4 plus 3 via dotted bar lines. It's further implied that rhythmic emphasis should be placed on the first 8th note of each group. So as a result, you'll count either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. This entire piece is called Guitar Samai, and it's in Unit 18. Here's an excerpt. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Meters with additive rhythms feature a time signature in which the top number can be broken into 2 or more asymmetrical beat groupings. Sometimes the top number is written as an addition equation to reference the exact subdivisions. Many musical traditions feature song forms in additive meter, and much of the world's music was and is orally transmitted, meaning the music is not written down. Musicians in these traditions rely on memory and their knowledge of the style. A few of these traditions have recently adopted music notation. However, notation often falls short of communicating the stylistic nuances. If a piece is inspired by an oral music tradition, I suggest you research its style, culture, and form. The pajduszko from the Balkans will serve as an example of this phenomenon. Its 2 plus 3 over 8 additive time signature indicates 2 beats per measure, shown as 2 subgroups, one of 2/8 notes and one of 3/8 notes. You can practice this in pajduszko. But notice how the beaming patterns and placement of ornaments reinforce the 2 plus 3 feel. So as a result, you can count either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And here's an example. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. The meters introduced in this unit are not as complicated or challenging as they may appear at first blush. Many of them are associated with dances. A piece in mixed additive or unusual meter can seem difficult when looking at its notation, but it's actually intuitive when you find its groove. Often, a piece's rhythmic logic just needs to get off the page and into your body. Before you start sight reading a piece, spend time moving and singing with the groove of its meter. Have fun exploring these new meters, and I'll see you in Unit 16. Bye-bye.